Yeah, thank you, Max. Hello, Bruno, nice to see you. Thank you for your time.
Hi.
Yeah, good, thank you. Can I just get any updates? I guess normally we'd ask about injury updates, but at the moment we're asking about injury and COVID updates.
Yeah. So we are waiting what happened from the last game against about Ryan and Wang. We try to understand how much time they need to recover. And COVID, we have two players positives. We have Yerson and Fabio. So we try to see if he's really a positive test. So that's the news for now.
So just to clarify that, they've tested positive in the last couple of days and they're having to isolate, or you're waiting on further tests?
No, we're waiting for the second one to see if really is a positive or not.
Okay, so it's a potential two players with COVID.
Yeah.
Are you, given the circumstances, some games being played this weekend, some games not being played this weekend because of COVID? Where do you stand? Do you feel there should be a complete circuit break, or are you happy to play the game?
Okay, in the beginning, my opinion is try to understand what is fair for everyone. Try to understand and how much players you need, professional players you need to be available for playing the game. So that's the thing. But after, if some of the teams are losing a lot of matches, after when you look for the table, it's a big confusion. So now we are looking for the table, and then there's teams with 3 or 4 games less. Okay, 2 or 3 games less, you can understand. More than that, after is more difficult to understand the circumstances of the table. So that's the thing. So I don't have a really opinion about that. I think we need to be in the middle and try to balance. If we have players to go for the matches, we go. But when you look for the table and you see some of the teams are not playing in the same way and losing a lot of games, I think it's the better on 1 or 2 weeks to everyone played, and after we are with the same games.
Yeah. So also maybe some managers are calling for a bit more clarity, some almost strict guidance, a strict rule that says, right, this many players unavailable, the game is cancelled, this many it's played.
That's the thing. I think that's the thing. That's why I think the most important thing is that judge how many players, which team should be available to play the game. So usually what we need 11 players and more through substitution. So we need to put in the middle or one more player. So around that, 14, 15 players available. And I think that they have conditions to play the games. That's the thing. I think we need to find that space. Some of the teams like us, look, I can understand the problems, because as you know, we have a small squad. We have problems from last year. Some players injured. If we have 3 or 4 players with COVID, maybe we don't have players available for the games. That's why in these moments we need to see day by day to try to analyze what is the best solutions and decisions for each game.
Emma Hayes, who, as you know, is the Chelsea women's head coach, blamed partially the Champions League defeat on the mentality of her players being worried about COVID as Christmas approaches, saying they're not highly paid, they don't want to risk not having to spend Christmas with their families. And she's saying that the whole COVID thing affected them mentally, not just physically sometimes, but mentally as well. Do you fear that among your players, or do you think that they'll be all right?
Okay, it's a good point. So really not know. In this time of the year, all the families are coming. Also, my family are coming, and I'm concerned about that. So you never know. We come here to work, and then one day for another, you can have a positive test, and your family is with you at your home. So it's a good point. Sometimes you just think in our professional life, and we forgot that part, and that's a good point. So that's the thing. It's very hard to. That's why it's very hard to talk about COVID, because there's a lot of things. It's not the professional, it's also the social life, our family's life. And when we talk, we need to be attention of everything, just not about football, about also social life.
Just one about an actual football game which is threatening to break out. Chelsea, obviously, very, very tough team, one of the favourites to win the title, the European champions. But is now a good time to play them? It's a bit of a cliche we sometimes use, given they've had a bit of a blip. They've won just 2 of their last 6 in all competitions.
No, look, I don't believe in that, because this type of teams, they don't have a bad moments. So they have big players. They can, and like you said, one of the best teams in the world. They won the last Champions League. They have a lot of experience. The managers have a lot of experience. You can replace several players because they have a good squad, and they do very well in this system. So it's very hard to play against them because they are hard guys to play against, and also they do it very well. They dominate this system, and they can play 3-4-3. They can play 3-4-2. They know how to play in the both ways. But for us, this is a challenge, Gary. That's why when I have this invitation from Wolves, I didn't think twice. So this is the kind of things we want to compete. This is the kind of things we want for me and my players to play against. So it was every week every time is a massive challenge. So we play, as you know, against Liverpool. After Man City, we went to Brighton. It was a big challenge against Potter and his players. Now come Chelsea, another big challenge for us. So it's opportunity for us. Every time we play at home with our fans, and we want to play our game, and every time we go to the mentality to try to win the game.
Top man, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
Ivan?
Yeah, hi Bruno. Nice
Hi.
to meet you.
Hi.
Meet you, I suppose. So just on your season, where you are, we're sort of more or less in the halfway point, albeit lots of uncertainty. But here you are, 8th in the table, just 3 points away from Manchester United. You just won a game, less time out. Have you exceeded the expectations you had for yourself when you arrived in June so far?
I didn't think about it. Look, I come, I try to understand how the team play. How can I play with these players, and try to take the best from them, and every time try to play the game and try to play our game. What I want, and I can see little things, and we little conquers we did day by day, the way we are playing. So I'm happy in that way, and I believe the way we play this in the first half of the season, in some games the chances we created, if we score more 3 or more 4 goals, or in some situations we manage the team in a different way and we lose some points. In the end, of course, we won against Aston Villa in that way, but I think against Leeds and against Liverpool at home, we missed 3 points. So we took more 3 or 4 goals, and with that point, we can talk about different points, not just 24, but maybe 28. So I don't put any target. What I want for now is to continue to improve our team, to continue to play our game, to creating chances. Like I said, the goals will come. It's important for our forwards to score goals, but the same way I ask them to help the team to be compact and so on when they are defending, I ask also for the defenders to, every time they have chance, to score goals. So this is a teamwork. So for now is enjoy the moment, and more one challenge in front, 3 points to try to win.
What did the Brighton victory do for you?
Look, as you know, when you play against Liverpool and Man City, and did good performance, but we didn't have any points from that. And in the Premier League and the competitions, the teams, it's about points. So that's why we're talking about now we have 24. Maybe you can have more, or maybe you can have less. But that gives the comfort, and also for the players to give the confidence to continue to work in that way. So that's the thing. In the end, imagine you can today if you don't win these 3 points, you can talk a little bit different. So these 3 points, it's very important for us, and especially when you play it as a team against Brighton. So we try maybe to compete from the same goals. So this is not 3 points; it's 6 points. It's the 3 points we won, and the 3 points they didn't won.
And just going into the Chelsea game, providing it happens, of course, we have to be prepared for anything changing in 24 hours. But there's a top 3 in the Premier League, and it feels like there's almost 2 leagues now, the top 3 and the rest of you. How do you bridge that gap? It's a big ask.
Well, that's the challenge. That's the challenge. And you can see that for us, the way I saw the Premier League, you can see by our results. It's every time the difference is it's 1 goal, or for us or for the opponent. So it's very time, it's balanced. But when you play against these teams, you need to be on your top. If you have one day you're not there on the top, and they come with everything, they can beat you with 3, 4, or 5-0. So that's why it's a big challenge for us to play against them, against these teams, also for test. So that's the main thing. We playing at home. We're playing against Liverpool. We have one strategy. It was okay. Against City, different strategy, and for sure, prepare well the game with our strategy, with our players, and tomorrow try to create a lot of problems against Chelsea.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Bruno. Nice to see you again. Your team has showed extraordinary concentration, especially against the very best teams this season, obviously in their defending in particular. Is that something that the players bring themselves, or is that something that somehow you work on? Because we think about the skills of players, but that's obviously so important against teams like that.
The way you work when I see the team, and I see some things it was very good they have, and the little things I want them to improve, because every time you are there to improve, and the games are it's a good test for you to see how the team are there and are improving. But also you need to understand which things are more important to training, especially now in this period when you don't have too much time to train. So it was the main thing. And after that, we work a lot of things. So, and the defenders, they work hard every day. We have meetings with just a defender. We have one of the guys from my staff just work with him. Or sometimes with the 3 center backs, sometimes the line of 5. Sometimes the questions, individual questions, are you put your body, your feet, your reaction, how you're going to play against the little things and important things. When you play against a forward, to play right foot, left foot, if he comes more inside, if he goes more outside. These little things, little details, we're working a lot with them. And one of the good examples, the work we are doing here is, it was Ryan, the way he grew up, especially in the individual positions, to be a better player. So, he have a lot of power in the offensive way. He can do a lot of things in the final third. He create a lot of situations to cross, to assist, to make 1-2 with his teammates. But also we need to improve the way he's defending. And we start this work, the individual work, with all of them. And that's Ryan is a good example of the kind of work we are doing here.
Yes, and it was a shame that he missed the game the other day. I mean, I know you said earlier you're still waiting for more information about for him and for Huang. I mean, do you know sort of, have you had any early indications about how bad these are, or are we just touch and go? We don't know.
Yeah, no, not yet. Sometimes you need to wait for 2 players, but in the same way, we have. That's why it's for me so important for my players to be fit, because you can imagine when we talk about that's the games against Leeds and against Liverpool. I don't have Marcel in the bench, and in Brighton we have Marcel in the bench. That's why it's so important for me to have my players fit, because Marcel went and he did it also very well. So that's why it's so important for me. The most important thing is I want my players fit and ready to play, and after I take my decisions.
Grand. Okay, that's grand. Thanks, Bruno. Good luck. Thank you.
Checking with Midlands Today on ITV. Do you have any questions for the broadcast section? Okay.
Everything's been covered from me. Thanks, Max.
Brilliant. No worries. We'll leave the broadcast section there then. Turn the cameras off, please. And